Yah. Please fill me with the Ruach HaKodesh, that I may speak your written words with boldness to those who listen. I ask all these things in Yeshua HaMashiach's name, amen. We'll start with the Shema, listen and obey. Children of Yah, pay careful attention and respond. Yahweh is our power and authority. Yahweh works in unity with himself, and you shall act upon your love to Yahweh with your power and authority, with your thoughts and mind, with your entire body, and with all the muchness that you have. Acts 24. After 5 days, the Kohen Haggadah Hananiah came down with some elders and a lawyer named Tertullus, and they presented their case against Shaul to the governor. Shaul was called, and Tertullus began to make the charges. Felix, your excellency, it is because of you that we enjoy unbroken peace. It is your foresight that has brought to this nation so many reforms in so many areas. It is with the utmost gratitude that we receive this. But in order not to take up too much of your time, I beg your indulgence to give us a brief hearing. We have found this man a pest. He is an agitator among all the Jews throughout the world and a ringleader of the sect of the Nazarene. He even tried to profane the temple, but we arrested him. By questioning this man yourself, you will be able to learn all about the things of which we are accusing him. The Judeans also joined in this accusation and alleged that these were the facts. When the governor motioned for Shaul to speak, he replied, I know that you have been judge over this nation for a number of years, so I'm glad to make my defense. As you can verify for yourself, it has not been more than 12 days since I went up to worship in Jerusalem, and neither in the temple, nor in the synagogue, nor anywhere else in the city did they find me either arguing with anyone or collecting a crowd, nor can they give any proof of these things which they are accusing me. But this I do admit to you, I worship the God of our fathers, in accordance with the way, which they call a sect. I continue to believe everything that accords with the Torah and everything written in the prophets, and I continue to have a hope in God, which they accept too, that there will be a resurrection of both the righteous and the unrighteous. Indeed, it is because of this that I make a point of always having a clear conscience in the sight of both God and man. After an absence of several years, I came to Jerusalem to bring a charitable gift to my nation and to offer sacrifices. It was in connection with the latter that they found me in the temple. I had been ceremonially purified. I was not with a crowd, and I was not causing a disturbance. But some Jews from the province of Asia, they ought to be here before you to make a charge if they have anything against me. Or else let these men themselves say what crime they found me guilty of when I stood in front of the Sanhedrin. Other than that, this one thing which I shouted out when I was standing among them, I am on trial before you today because I believe in the resurrection of the dead. But Felix, who had rather detailed knowledge of these things connected with the way, put them off, saying, When Lysias, the commander, comes down, I will decide your case. He ordered the captain to keep Shaul in custody, but to let him have a considerable liberty, not prevent any of his friends from taking care of his needs. After some days, Felix came with his wife Drusilla, who was Jewish. He sent for Shaul and listened to him, and he spoke about trusting in the Messiah Yeshua. But when Shaul began to discuss righteousness, self-control, and the coming judgment, Felix became frightened and said, For the time being, go away. I will send for you when I get a chance. At that time, he hoped that Shaul would offer him a bribe. So he sent for him rather often and kept talking with him. After 2 years, Felix was succeeded by Porcius Festus. But because Felix wanted to grant the Judeans a favor, he left Shaul still a prisoner. How can we learn to love our Creator after reading Acts 24? We can look into what this sect, Nazartim, Natzratim, is and study it. Be prepared to be put on trial for your trust in Yeshua. Worship in Jerusalem. Worship the God of our fathers, Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh, Yahweh, the God of Abraham, the God of Yitzhak, the God of Yaakov, in accordance with the way, which they call a sect. Continue as Shaul did to believe everything that accords with the Torah and everything written in the prophets. Continue as Shaul and have a hope in God. Trust there will be a resurrection of both the righteous and the unrighteous. Make it a point, as Shaul did, to have a clear conscience in the sight of both God and man. Believe in the resurrection of the dead. Trust in the Messiah, Yeshua. How can we love others as Yeshua loves us? We can proclaim the way, the truth, and the life to all you meet. Produce spiritual fruit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, humility, and self-control. And how can we bear one another's burdens? We can learn to be quiet even when you're right. End with the Aaronic blessing. Yahweh will kneel before you presenting gifts, and he will guard you with a hedge of protection. Yahweh will illuminate the wholeness of his being toward you, bringing order, and he will provide you with love, sustenance, and friendship. Yahweh will lift up the wholeness of his being and look upon you and will set in place all you need to be whole and complete. Amen.